Hello, everybody. It's pep talk time. I'm Camille, and I'm happy to be with you today. So, we're going to talk about regulating your nervous system and why do we need to do that? Maybe you already realize you need to. So, for a minute, I want to talk about what it is to have a dysregulated nervous system. If you are running around like a chicken with its head cut off all the time, if you can't get a deep breath, like even when you sit down to calm down, you can't take a deep breath. Your thoughts are like a hornet's nest, just swirling, swirling. You might fidget and move, and you just feel like your skin is crawling. You're going to jump out of your skin sometimes. That is the feeling of being dysregulated in your nervous system. And when you feel that way, you're basically in our nervous system. We have two parts. We have the parasympathetic and the sympathetic. And the sympathetic is the fight or flight part of our nervous system. When we're in danger or something's about to happen, we go into that mode of like running really fast or getting ready to run and just really, thinking sharp in our range, like hyper focus. But we're not meant to live in that part of the nervous system. The other part is the parasympathetic part, which is the rest, digest, and restore. Slowing down. To give you an example of that, we are not meant to live in fight or flight all the time. It wears your body down. It produces all of these really harsh chemicals in your body, and we need to be in a place where we are more relaxed most of the time. Sometimes in dangerous situations, we have to be in fight or flight. Now, our state that we're in affects the people that we're around, including our family, our children, and people in our environment are affected by that. And so we feel better, of course, when we can take a deep breath. And speaking of deep breath, that is the first thing that comes to mind when I think about regulating your nervous system is slowing your breathing. It only takes 3 deep breaths to move yourself out of the fight or flight into the rest, digest, and restore. That's true. And so if you find yourself unable to take a deep breath, that's something you need to work on. You need to slow down. It's not just a chest breath, it's a belly breath. So it's a full, big, breath that you're taking in through the nose, out through the mouth to help regulate your nervous system. That's one of the first things you can do is to focus on breathing. And sometimes when you're busy, you might not even realize that you haven't taken a deep breath, or you might be focusing on something and all of a sudden you go, like you forgot to breathe. And so check yourself once in a while and make sure you're still breathing regularly. You can meditate, you can slow down, take time every day to just be quiet and help your nervous system come down. Especially if you're one of those busy beavers just going, going, going all the time. You need to take time to slow down, pray, meditate, breathe, read scripture. These are all things that I do to help calm myself down. And so try those. And if you struggle in this area, reach out to me. This is what I do. I help people calm themselves down. I can teach you how to do it. I know how. I'm not perfect, of course, but I do know how to move myself into that state pretty quickly when I get dysregulated. So I wanted to share just a couple of examples with you of this because once you get a subject in your mind, then all of a sudden you see it other places that happen to you. I've been listening to this podcast called The Telepathy Tapes, and the host interviews people, adults, sometimes children who are autistic and non-speaking, nonverbal. So in the first few episodes, it's like the caregiver, like sometimes the mom and the child, or sometimes the child is an adult, or the daughter or son is an adult. And so they talk about how they still are wanting to communicate. Some of them are not able because they don't have the motor skills to be able to do it. But just having the parent or the caregiver touch them, like even on the elbow, helps them come into their body. Sometimes they're disconnected from their body, so they don't know where they are in their body. Just doing that helps them to get more regulated, sometimes enough to be able to use their motor skills to type, to spell, and be able to communicate in that way. So that's amazing that we have that power. When we are in a calm state, we can be around others and help them move into that calm state. The second example I want to share with you is from a clip that I saw, and maybe you've seen it. from the movie. It's a TV series called Survivor. It's a reality show, and these two tribes or teams are competing. And there's a girl doing a task, and the whole team is cheering for her. She's getting kind of frustrated, and then she finally succeeds, and everyone's cheering, and they're so happy and surrounding her, and she's just overcome with emotion, and she's crying, and it's obvious that she is a little bit out of control because she's sobbing and she can't catch her breath. And at the same time, the camera pans over to show another person from the other tribe who just keeps looking at her, looking at her, looking at her. And finally, he goes over to her and she runs to him and he just hugs her and is basically kind of whispering in her ear, okay, calm down, take some deep breaths. And just him being calm and being able to hold her in that space helps her to calm her nervous system. They're just heart to heart. He's breathing and she's following his lead. And it is just so touching to see the power. And, I don't think it's a romantic connection or anything like that, just the power of someone helping somebody else calm down. It just reminded me of how much we can help other people. Of course, we have to first help ourselves. But if you are running around like a chicken with its head cut off all the time, you're you're sharing that energy with the people that you're around, including your kid, when you never take time to sit down and just take a breath. Your children, the people around you that you are, influential with, they're noticing your lead, they're following your example. And so my challenge to you is to take the steps that you need to calm down, to regulate your nervous system. And again, I'd love to help you if you struggle with this. When you take those steps to calm down, you're going to feel so much better. It's really important in the world that we live in now. Listen, I believe in you. I love to share things to help you, and I know you can do this. So have a most wonderful day, and we'll talk again soon. Bye.